Hello everyone. Today we're going to do some quick maintenance on my 99 Mercury Mountaineer. Somebody requested this video. If you have any requests, just comment them below and I'll try to get a video made. What we're going to be doing today is just changing out the transmission filter. All the maintenance is pretty straightforward on all these older Fords, so it's not too hard. A few simple tools, and get it done pretty quick. Alright, the first thing you need to do is take out all the bolts. There are 14 of these, so 10 millimeter along the border. I would suggest that you leave 2 down here at the bottom. You take 2 on either side, leave those tight, take the other ones all out, and then break those last so that all your fluid will stay in the pan, and then it'll drain down once you remove those last 2. That way you're not having the fluid drip all over the place while you're trying to take the rest of the bolts out. Alright, so I left one up in here to hold the front up, the top, and then these 2 down here on the corners. I left those in, and then when I loosen those 2 is when all this will start draining out. So it should only drain out on this rear, the bottom side, and into your pan. And you may get a little bit, you may get a lot. Just keep your pan there, that drains, slowly take that one of those off. And then just leave 1 down here, 1 up there, that way you have something holding the pan, and then you'll get underneath this pan and hold it as you loosen those 2 with your hands. Just leave them finger tight. Loosen those 2 and slowly lower the pan down, try to keep it from tilting too much. And then as you lower it down, you can dump it into your pan. Your drain pan right here. Once you drop the pan, I'd recommend draining most of it into your pan right away. You want to get this all cleaned out so you can get clean fluid, to just get it all into your wherever you're going to store your used oil before you get rid of it. Your filter will be right there. It just sits with an O-ring, so you'll just grab it, give it a little pull, wiggle, it'll come right down. See, it just has that little seal. Just sits there. Throw that out. Anytime you have this off, you want to clean this magnet. It collects all the filings from just the metal particulates that wear down inside this. Clean that off. Don't be alarmed if there's a lot on there. It's fine. It's just normal wear and tear. Just clean it off so they can help extend the life of your transmission. So by pulling in all those metal particulates. While you have the drain pan down, you might as well put in one of these plugs. That way the next time you ever have to do this, if you own the car long enough, you can just undo a plug like your oil pan on your engine and just drain it all out through that instead of making a mess and needing a bigger pan. These are pretty simple to install. You just drill a little, the best way is to drill a little pilot hole and then use one of these bits until you get down to the right step. That's the size, just a little bit bigger than this bolt. And then all you have to do is put one of these washers on one side of the hole, one of these washers on the other side of the hole, and just crank down on it, and it seals, and you're good. And then you just have to take out this bolt right here, which has a rubber gasket, anytime you want to drain the transmission fluid. Just make sure you put it somewhere pretty low on the pan, of course, so that it'll drain more of the fluid when you drain it out. And make sure that you don't drill the hole anywhere near the filter. So kind of just off to the side. But I like these. Anytime I drop any transmission pan, put one of these in, a couple dollars. Makes it easy next time. And just in case if you ever make a mistake while you're working on your transmission and you have to go drain it again, you don't lose all that fluid. You can just use this and drain it right into a container. You take your new filter, or just grab it, put it back in there, and clip it into place. and you're all set. This gasket is made of this plastic material that is reusable. Ford says you can reuse it as many times as you want. I've reused it a few times, it doesn't leak. It's all good. You can go get a new gasket if you want, but it hasn't leaked for me yet. So get your new gasket on there. Or you use this one. Now that I got all that cleaned out and your new gasket on, you can take the pan, lift it back up, start putting all your bolts back in. Just to tighten down all those bolts for the pan, we're all set. Now you can start adding the transmission fluid. Right here in the back is where you check your transmission fluid level and fill it up. There's the dipstick right there. Ford calls for Mercon 5. This is the only fluid that's going to work in these transmissions. I like Valvoline. That's just what I use for this. You can use whatever as long as it's Mercon 5. And you just fill it up. It takes about 4 to 5 quarts of transmission fluid. So start off on the low side, it's about 4. Start it up, get it running, warmed up, and then add until you reach just the bottom of the warm part of the dipstick. And then once you drive it around, come back, when it's nice and hot, double check, make sure it's still in that range of warm. This does have a spot for hot and cold, but it's going to be more accurate on the hot one.